Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Ross, Educational Technologist at Ivy Tech Fort Wayne. Today we're exploring UDOIT, or the Universal Design Online Inspection Tool, available right inside IvyLearn, and its companion UFIXIT, the tool that helps you make necessary adjustments to ensure your course materials are accessible for all learners. UDOIT helps you scan your entire IvyLearn course for accessibility issues, and UFIXIT gives you step-by-step tools to fix them. This tool goes beyond legal compliance. It's about creating a course experience that works for everyone, including students using screen readers, navigating by keyboard, or learning on the go. By the end of this video, you should be able to conduct an accessibility scan of an IvyLearn course using the UDOIT tool and generate a report identifying accessibility issues. Use the UFIXIT tool to correct common accessibility issues in the course content, and revise course content to apply inclusive design practices that benefit all students. A common question we get when discussing accessibility is, why is it important to make IvyLearn courses accessible? Federal guidelines like Section 508 of the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines 2.1, or WCAG, emphasize alternatives for visual, auditory, and navigational content. But accessibility isn't just about legal compliance, it's about good teaching practices. Features like captions, clear headings, readable contrast, and image descriptions support students who use screen readers or have hearing or visual impairments, but they also help students learning in noisy environments, accessing content on mobile devices, or processing information differently than your average student. In short, accessibility features make your content easier to understand, navigate, and engage with for everyone. The UDOIT tool flags common issues, and UFIXIT identifies how to make the adjustments so your IvyLearn pages are compliant and, most importantly, inclusive. So the first thing we're going to check in your IvyLearn course is whether or not the UDOIT tool is enabled. You'll be able to tell this by looking over here at your course navigation menu. If you don't see the UDOIT accessibility tool featured in one of the links, we're going to need to go ahead and enable it. In order to do that, you're going to click on Settings, which is usually the last link on your course navigation page, and then come up here to the Navigation tab. The first list of tools that you're going to see are the ones that are enabled, and then you'll see a list of links that are disabled in your course. In order to enable this UDOIT tool, you're either going to click on the hamburger menu and select Enable, which will automatically move it to the bottom of your enabled tools list, or you can simply grab the drag tool and come up here and drop it wherever you want it in your course navigation list. In order to save this, you are going to have to scroll all the way to the bottom and hit Save. And then you should see it pop up where you dropped it into your list. In order to use the UDOIT tool, all you need to do is click on it. If it is the first time opening this tool within a course, it will automatically run a scan. So right now you can see that I have run a scan, but it is also, because I just re-enabled it, it is going to run the scan for accessibility issues. Depending on the number of files in your course, the number of pages, the content in general, this could take a while, so you will have to be patient. Once the scan is over, the box will turn green, indicate that the course scan is complete, and then as you can see, will disappear on its own after a few seconds. The default screen that UDOIT will take you to is your home screen, which basically gives you an overview of the accessibility of your course, so your overall score, different issues that fall under levels of impact, content summary. Content is anything that is placed within IvyLearn, so announcements, pages, assignments, those sorts of things. Course file summaries are files that have been uploaded into the course and linked to different places within the course. You can basically get an overview here. However, if you want to start making fixes, you need to click on the UFIXIT link or the review course files link. So we're going to walk through those here pretty quickly. So essentially, when you click on UFIXIT, it will filter out all of the issues that are marked as inaccessible within your course. In order to edit these filters or to make sure that you're focusing on things that are going to have the biggest impact on your students, also to make this a little more palatable, because this can be very overwhelming. If you click on the filter button, a filter list will pop up over here on the right side of the screen. So you can filter out different content types that are native to your IvyLearn course. You can also select impact type. So if you know, for example, that you have a student who's currently active in the course that has one of these particular issues and accessibility accommodations need to be met and you need to focus on those, you can select that. You can also choose by your issue status. So is it an active issue? Is it something that's currently there in the class? Is it something that you've already fixed or resolved? It also will allow you to filter by issue severity. So errors are things that need to be fixed, are required to be fixed in order to meet accessibility standards. There's also suggestions, so things that do not meet the standard but are not as high as priority, something that's labeled an error. You can also hide unpublished content. So if you have things that are in the course but not currently available to students, you can choose to filter that out. You can also hide unused content, so files or anything that's in the course but not currently, again, available to students. You can also show easiest issues if you want to knock some things out pretty much right away. You can also filter by impact level, so is it high, medium, or low impact? You can filter out by specific issues types. Again, if you know a student is struggling with a particular thing and you want to focus on fixing that, you can choose there. And then these are specific issues that are fairly common when it comes to accessibility, so adjacent links, caption status, heading levels. Again, if there's a particular issue that is causing a problem for a student, you can filter these things out and have the list just focus on that. Once you have your list of issues, in order to go through and start making the fixes you need, all you need to do is come over here and hit the review button. It will pull up a box where it will identify the problem, and then it will also kind of give a little more context as to why it causes problems and how it can cause problems. And then for most issues, the UFIXIT tool will then give you the option of fixing it within the tool, so you don't have to go to the page and fix it in the rich content editor. So for this particular issue, the potential use of color alone to communicate information has been identified as the issue. Again, they have the preview here. You can also click on the link to go to the page to see what it looks like for the students. And then you can make selections here as far as what changes you want to make. So instead of just using color, you can click on make the text bold or italicize or both, so that the emphasis or the importance of this particular piece of information is now being conveyed not just through color but also through formatting. When you're done, you can hit save and then it will change it in the page. It will give you this little fixed icon, the little green check mark, so that you know that it has been changed. Then you can just move on to the next issue by hitting the next issue, or you can close it. Once you've closed it, you'll notice that the green fixed icon will be there. The list will also regenerate so that you know that it has been fixed and you don't need to go back and take care of it. There are issues that UDOIT cannot take care of on its own, so you will need to go through and manually double check some things. In order to do that, you'll need to hit on manual resolution and basically say, by checking this box, that you've confirmed you've reviewed the content and determined to be accessible. So again, you'll get a message up here that says that UDOIT cannot or that the issue cannot be fixed within the UDOIT tool, that you'll need to go in and fix it on your own. Once you've gone in and made the fix, you can hit the I confirm that it is accessible and that it's been updated, and then you'll get this check mark saying that it's been resolved. So that's another way that you can resolve issues within the UFIXIT tool. As you go through, again, the accessibility score is here, and as you make fixes, you'll actually see the score improve. So sometimes that's a little bit of a external motivator, but it's nice to see. So UFIXIT is going to focus mostly just on things within the course itself. So again, IvyLearn tools. Course files will come up under this different tab, and we'll just focus on files that you have uploaded to the course and have shared with your students. In order to go through this and make sure that your files are all accessible, again, you need to come over here, hit the review button, and then you will get options on how to fix this. So the issues are put here. So I'm missing a title element for this particular document, and it does not include headers for structure or headers for a screen reader. So my options to convert this to an alternative format is listed over here. So the options you have are to turn it into a Canvas page, which includes the HTML file. You can turn it into an EPUB digital book, which will give it more options for accessibility tools that students may look at for going through documents. You can turn it into a plain text file, an audio file, or an auto-tagged PDF. So it's up to you as far as which alternative format that you want to request. I'm going to request a Canvas page and an auto-tagged PDF for our purposes here. Again, depending on the size of the document and what you're asking to do, it may take a while, so you'll have to be patient until it is finished processing. Once the alternative formats have been created, you will then be given options over here under File Actions. So you can choose to replace the file with the tagged PDF, with the page, or you can always choose to update the file with one that you have made accommodations to so that it is more accessible. We're going to choose to replace the file with an auto-tagged PDF for our purposes today. It will show you the preview of the file. It will show you where exactly the file has been linked, and then once you have gone through all that and you're satisfied and want to replace it, then all you have to do is replace file, and it will update the file to any of the links where you have that particular document tagged to. And if we close this, it will go ahead and disappear from your list once you have made those changes. Once you've made all the changes that have been suggested by the UFIXIT and review course files, it is highly recommended that you go back into your course and preview it as a student, and especially preview it with some of the tools that students will use if they have accommodations. So screen readers, or if they are needing captioning or anything along those lines. It is important that you go through and poke around in your course as a student to make sure that it is as accessible as it can be for everybody in your course. And that's how you use the UDOIT and UFIXIT tools in IvyLearn to create inclusive, accessible, and compliant content. To recap, now that you've watched this video, you should know how to launch UDOIT from course navigation, use the dashboard and filters to prioritize what you need to adjust, fix the issues with UFIXIT or manually as needed, review files and monitor progress, and then preview and test your final course to make sure that it is accessible for all of your students. Remember, this isn't just a tech tool, it's a teaching strategy. By checking your content regularly, you're creating a learning environment where all students can succeed. If you have any questions or want to explore more accessibility strategies, you can scan the QR codes on the next slide to read a KB article about the UDOIT tool or schedule an appointment with the EdTech team. We'd love to help as you adjust your course to make it more accessible. Thanks for watching, and thanks for building more accessible courses for every student.